Alright then.
Now.
Where last we left off, everyone was climbing up the ladder back up to the sewers.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone except Jack and Monty. Jack, you have fallen down a hole. You have fallen a long way. The darkness gives way to a small amount of light, pinpricks of luminous mushrooms hidden among dark black vines. You get your footing in the mud below and see the cold brick behind the foliage. There's darkness ahead and behind you in a long tunnel, and above you you see only the vines, no sign of where you dropped in. The light buzz and scritches of bugs and beetles is your only company.
There's a brick wall.
Yes, you appear to be in a very old sewer tunnel. The walls are curved and made of brick.
So beneath Gotham is a sewer, and in that sewer is Old Gotham, and beneath Old Gotham is a sewer.
Is Old Gotham sewer, yes.
In the sewer of the city that's in the sewer of the city.
We need to go deeper.
And underneath this one, the ancient Indian civilization that used to be here in its sewer. A new layer.
And beneath this one, Atlantis sewer.
Oh yes, and the fourth one is just Atlantis.
It couldn't be Atlantis. That'd mean there would be more mages in the city.
You never know.
Well, I mean, you have met like 3 in a row.
I've met
4
none.
maybe.
You've met one.
As far as I know, mages don't exist.
Yeah, you don't know what kinds of mages. True.
I
Yeah.
do suppose nobody explained that to you just yet.
All I know is
No.
that Wildcat's a whore that you hang around with.
Ah yes, about all you've seen a Wildcat is she drink an entire fishbowl of pink margarita.
Anyway, I guess I'll just turn on my flashlight and...
Oh, you're the one who has the flashlight, okay.
Well, a number of us have flashlights. I have a flashlight because it makes sense to have a flashlight.
Oh right, you just actually own one and came prepared. Everyone else has to like squabble over the one that they found.
Mm-mm.
Where are you shining it? What are you gonna do?
Well, you said the tunnel goes one way.
2 ways, but you could look around. Maybe you could even spot the place you came in if you
Well, yeah.
shone your light up there.
Yeah, I'll look up. How far down did I fall?
You can't tell, but give me a wits composure -3. And you can maybe see where you came in at, and figure that out from there. You did fall for at least 10 seconds or so, you guess.
Well, off to a stunning start.
0. You see vines and mushroom and brick. Among the darkness, there's no way to tell where exactly you came in at.
How thick are the vines?
Each one is about 2 inches in diameter.
I'll grab a
And
full...
they are layered heavily.
I'll grab a full-on handful of the vines and tug on them, see if they can hold my weight.
Mm.
You tug at them, and it does appear as if they will be stable for a short while. What you gonna do?
I'll put the flashlight between my teeth, hold it in place so I can, look around with it, and grab the vines and start pulling my way up.
But you couldn't see where you came in at.
Yeah, well, eventually I'm gonna hit the ceiling of this place, and then I'll just probe around.
So you're going to try to do an investigative probe while hanging with a flashlight in your mouth.
You make it sound like that's really hard. I can hold myself up. I can look around with my eyes, and I can literally just feel the ceiling. It's like I could do this in real life.
Do you still have the artifact with you?
Yeah, I imagine I just tuck it into a pocket or something.
Right.
Unless I destroyed it on the way down. Do we want to roll for
No,
that?
it is very much intact.
Okay.
Alright, so what am I going to do for this? It is difficult to climb and feel and shine the light. So I'm going to make it, let's just start with a strength athletics -4 just to manage the feat.
I mean, actual people in real life do this sort of shit, so...
Well, sure, but they're also good at it. You are also very good at this stuff, but that
I
doesn't
don't
mean the
know.
task itself isn't difficult.
So I'm saying my argument here is that you're giving me a -4, and I'm saying actual people do this. So that's their 2-dot human beings.
Right, but I'm going to do this in 2 parts. If you succeeded this first part, I'm going to lessen the penalty, I imagine.
You.
Again, this is the day I'm having.
This is the day that Jack is having.
Remember all those zeros I rolled last
You
session?
want to make that a dramatic failure?
Sure.
Alright. The vines actually do not support your weight any longer. And you just collapse back down to the mud among a pile of vines. And as you fall, you hear from behind the loud sound of chittering, rubble moving underfoot, and mud splashing. Give me another perception. Give me a wit's composure.
Any negative?
You do have a flashlight, and if you turn it, you have no penalties.
Well, there's something at least. Not a 0.
You do really well. Turning then, you see the shadow of a pale, emaciated human, naked and hunched over like a predator as it eyes you over. Its nails are long and sharp like claws, and from its mouth come pointed, jagged teeth.
So,
It
like,
hisses at you as it lunges at you when you point the flashlight in its face. Go ahead and give me a quick initiative roll.
so it's like a Nos then. Like a
So-
classic Nosferatu.
Yeah, like a super classic, super scary one.
It's an engine, Lester.
It's an ancient, it has 10 blood potency, it's after you.
10 blood potency.
Yeah, but it's emaciated. I mean, clearly it would just run out of blood. All I have to do is just survive.
Thomas and Reacher. Stats. Here we go. It has...
Is it vampire though? Because you can sense if it's a vampire.
It does not sense as a vampire.
Ooh.
There you go. Jack, you have the first move as it starts rushing up towards you.
Well, it's not in melee range, I assume.
Not yet, no.
Well, I have quick draw, so I automatically draw the my bow.
Excellent.
So I will level a shot at its... Shit, I should have had this open already. At its leg. Take a leg shot.
Alright.
Leg rack. Is a -2 to my roll.
Yup, and no defense because range attack.
Attack, compound bow. This is my specialization for firearms, so that's a +1, so it's a -1 total.
Okie doke. Six, 7, 8, 9 damage.
If that's more than the target's stamina, I get a leg rack on it.
Definitely.
Alright.
So there's an arrow going straight through its knee, and it nearly breaks off the entire leg itself. And you can see its thick, rubbery flesh just kind of flap as dark green ichor just spews from the wound. It collapses in a heap,
Not
and you
moving.
hear... That is correct. It is not moving presently, but you hear another hiss from the distance.
My flashlight's still in my mouth, so I can still see straight ahead.
Yes.
And I just automatically pull another arrow and I wait to see what's coming.
Okay. Another one is rounding the corner and is getting ready to rush you.
I mean,
Second verse, same as the first, of course.
okay, well then I'm gonna shoot this one in the leg as well.
Alright. Let's go ahead and do it. Alright. This one, as it takes the arrow straight to the leg, collapses to its good knee and tries to hold itself up like that. And it looks at you with fierce hunger in its eyes. The one that you had shot down, though, begins to move and crawls forward to try to grab at your leg.
Alright.
Your defense is 7 right now, isn't it?
Still the 9.
You were bestial, though. That is a -2 to defense.
Is it? Hold on, I've got my
Yes.
sheet. I wrote it on my sheet, I didn't check it. Also, they have a -2 on any physical actions that require movement. Take a -2 to all rolls of resist frenzy or physical impulse, -2 to defense. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, 7. But at the same time, they've got a -2 due to leg rack if they are moving in any way.
Does that apply to just trying to grab your leg?
Well, your attack means that they have to scramble across the ground at half speed as well. I mean, it's arguable. The wording is leg rack halves the victim's speed and applies a -2 modifier to defense and physical rolls that require movement. So unless our attack does not require movement.
Okay. So, it's gonna roll a chance die, and we'll just see how that turns out.
Physical rolls requiring movement are reduced to a chance die.
I think on a chance die, only a 10 is success, or... I'm trying to remember the rules for it.
I think we said that before, but I'm not 100%.
In that case, I'm just gonna say it doesn't manage to actually succeed at grasping at you. That's perfectly fine. Good question. How many arrows do you have?
Hold on 1 second. I can tell you how much a normal quiver holds. This is a hip quiver, so it should be, I guess, less than a normal one.
I think they're about the same size anyway.
How many arrows does your quiver hold? Wow, less than I thought.
Ooh.
Apparently this guy holds 7, and this one holds 12. But this one says specifically says hip quiver, so I guess I go with that guy. It's 7.
Hmm.
Let me just double check.
In that case, you are still 2 arrows down of a very limited supply.
Yep.
Oh, infinite arrows. That would be pretty sweet, but you're
Yeah.
probably going to ask the wrong mage for that one.
Oh, I'm sure she knows a mage who can do that.
Oh, I don't know. This one says how many broadheads could this hold, and I'm looking on Amazon now, by the way, for hip quiver, and it says you can hold about 20 regular tip arrows in the quiver. So I don't know what the hell I was looking at in that forum.
Probably just someone's competitive quiver or something. So tell you what, let's just go with 20, and that's pretty good, I think. All right.
Okay, yeah, they must be talking about broadheads, because this one says 20 regular tip arrows or 7 to 8 broadhead arrows.
You want me to check World of Darkness summary?
Go for it.
Thinking? Okay.
Okay. In the meantime, while you kind of check that out and get a feel for it, the other one that you did shoot, that was on its knee, is trying to scramble up and get towards you much the same way. And once it gets into melee range, it, of course, just kind of fumbles around on its bad leg, nearly pogo hopping at you.
Oh, so I guess we're in tight quarters. I guess the steward doesn't go off into a great distance then. That or these guys have incredible movement. Because remember, they are half movement speed.
They did ultimately kind of sneak up rather close before doing this.
You said the other one at the distance rounded a corner. That's what I'm implicating here, is that the corner must not be that far away.
Ah, right. Let's see, what was I gonna say? Right, so now you have one direction where these things are coming from, where there's a tight corner not too far away, and then a tunnel leading away from them. And it is ultimately your turn to decide what to do with them. They are hobbling at you.
Well, one is clearly on me, because he just tried to swipe at me. And the other one is closing the distance, you said? Or has closed the distance?
He's closing the distance.
Is moving an entire action or part of an action?
I think it's just part of your action. So you can just start moving away if you want.
Yeah, I'll back up out of melee range, because I do have a lot of movement speed. I will then aim at the other leg of the closest one.
Okay, then.
Because if a leg rack gets both legs, they drop prone, can't get up, your speed is reduced to 1, and you have to give up your action to move.
Alright. This one now has 2 arrows sticking out into it, and it is now fallen on the ground, not moving at all.
Used
Just
to be an
a
adventurer.
single final hiss coming out of it. The other one is continuing to try to close the distance. And a third one is now rounding that corner. It is rushing towards you. It will spend its turn trying to close the distance. Let me see if running gives any kind of penalty here or bonus. I don't see it on this, so I'm just going to say it just spends its turn moving closer to you.
Okay.
Okay. What are you going to do?
Fire an arrow at that one's leg, too.
Okie doke.
Leg shots all day.
All day, every day.
Well, until I run out of arrows, and I pull out my gun! It's an 11-point hit.
Alright. This one brings him stumbling to the ground as he tries rushing toward closer and closer to you. So at this point, one is on the ground, not moving, Another one is hobbling towards you, and the third one is a fair distance away, trying to hobble closer. At this point, you could probably outrun them very easily.
Oh, I'm sure. This has probably just been me walking backwards quite slowly, just arrows.
They are very fast. You would have to run, but you have been hobbling them quite a bit.
Again, I don't see them as a threat.
Okay. Let's see. So that was your turn. We have... Let me just mark it down. We have 2 of them who are hobbled.
I mean, the fact that I have no idea what they are also plays into the I don't see them as a threat thing.
Okay.
Turns out they're the one-hit kill guys. Damn it!
Yeah, they just touch you and bam.
Yeah, you've lost all your stamina. It's weird.
Okay. About this time then, you see a large number of them start to round the corner, enough to cover wall to wall of the tunnel. They're on all fours, claws scraping at the ground as they go.
How tall is this tunnel?
The height of the tunnel is probably about 10 feet.
I can jump 10 feet. Okay. Let me know. Is my turn again, or is it just their turn?
Yeah, this is the dramatic reveal of stuff's going down, and the 2 are trying to get closer to you.
Okay.
One of them is just going to, like, get stuck in the vines as it tries to crawl along.
Okay. I'm going to put my crossbow, like, across my neck, so, like, hangs off my neck and over my back, so I can have my hands free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to crouch to the ground, and I'm going to Superman jump with my fist up.
You're just...
Going to destroy the ceiling in front of me in order to cause a cave-in so that they can't get to me.
Okay. Let's just, start with the jump, then. I think you have vigor, so you just get to the jump, right?
Well, I mean, I have vigor, but that just adds to my strength in regards to the jump. I'd have to spend a VtR if I wanted to increase my jump more, but I can jump normally 10 feet. I mean, as a person who has like 6 strength and 5 athletics, I can jump 10 feet.
Yes, 6 strength, 5 athletics, and you're already 7 feet tall.
Yeah, and a giant.
Okay. So, you're just gonna try causing a cave-in. Let's roll... Obviously, I think it was like strength stamina to rip stuff apart?
Yep. To break barriers. And this is a barrier from the ceiling.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. We're trying to hit a certain durability. You're doing it while jumping instead of, say, being braced or something, so I want a penalty on that.
Arguably, I would say jumping is adding to my momentum and would give me an additional hit. Because I'm using
Well, you're working constantly against gravity instead of just not caring about it.
Yeah, but come on, that's the strength of my legs, which are arguably stronger than my arms.
And also, like, having a footing and, like, ripping something off while you're firmly planted on the ground is different than just trying to break through it sheerly by jumping through something.
I never said I was ripping through it. I'm trying... Oh, you're saying that I'm breaking a barrier, I'm ripping through something. I was never under that impression, but okay.
Well, like you said, you're Superman jumping.
Yeah. I'm essentially juggernauting the ceiling.
Right, and this is about as successful as juggernauting into a brick wall that's firmly planted in front of you. It's not going to be easy.
Fair enough. I can't see an argument with that line of thought.
I'm gonna just give a -2 penalty on this, and then you can go ahead and make your roll. Which, how hard is a brick ceiling? I think like 3, 4.
That sounds about right. Because we did the math on a skyscraper before, and that would be more than that. Let's see, that's only a 3 success.
Chronicles of Dark Era suggests the quiver can hold up to 20 arrows.
That's what
There you
Amazon
go.
said too.
That'll totally work. And you know what? I think 3 is probably about right for this scenario, so
Uh,
we're gonna go with that.
Durability of stone is 2, and size of
Oh,
the
even better.
object. Yeah, size of the object would come into play here.
I think size of the object plus durability ends up being like the amount of health it has.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we need to determine so I can destroy it.
Oh, okay.
You want the structure of the object, which is the amount that I need to get to, which is the size plus durability. So I'm actually going to need to do a little bit more because I think I'm going to want at least a 7-point hit to do what I'm trying to do.
I'm gonna agree with that. So, on one round, you've managed to jump up into the ceiling.
No, hold on. I'm going to spend a willpower.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and spend it on this one.
And then a VtR as well.
That's a pretty good idea.
So that's, that's 5?
Yep, that's another 5.
Ah, damn it.
That is an extra 1. So you do try to jump up to the ceiling, going straight for a Superman punch straight into it, and you can feel the slam as you pummel into the stone. Everything shakes, and quite a few loose stones come falling forth from the ceiling. But the group that is round the corner is rushing towards you, and that's what they're going to do on this round. You have one more round before several of them begin swarming you.
Alright, another jump, I guess.
Alright. Come on, Superman. Save the world.
I guess I'll use another Vitae and willpower.
Come on, can you get one more on 5 dice? Oh, you get 2 more. Alright. With your best effort and all the strength you can muster, you send another incredible punch into the brick ceiling. And you can feel it start to rumble and collapse around you. Let's see. You have something like 7 defense, and it is a collapsing ceiling. What's a collapsing ceiling do in this case? This is something I didn't consider before this session. I'm going to have you make a dexterity athletics check. And I'm going to make it a -3. Because it is a very small and narrow tunnel.
Dexterity, athletics. 4 successes.
Alright. As you are falling back to the ground, the ceiling is falling with you, only a few moments away from collapsing directly on top of you. And as your feet touch the ground, you push off against the muddy surface below, and without slipping or sliding, you jump out of the way just in time for rubble to start filling up the tunnel. It only fills it about 3/4 of the way. And you can hear angry hisses on the other side as they start to try to climb over the top of it and through the narrow gaps. But it looks like they are going to have to spend some time getting through it. What are you going to do?
Just a quick aside, by the way. Apparently, I didn't even have to jump.
Oh yeah?
I was
Could just punch the wall or something?
No, I can literally reach a 10-foot-high ceiling as a giant. I was just looking it up while you were describing all of that. Apparently, a person's reach correlates to their height. So
Yeah, about half their height, isn't it?
about that. There's a graph that I was looking up. Somebody's graphed a.
Oops.
And it's basically like a 180 centimeter person typically has the reach of 180 centimeters or something like that.
Jack, in a moment of absolute panic, just decides that he needs to jump and he just headbutts the ceiling.
Yeah, I could have just been there just punching the ceiling. Anyway.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess I'll fall back.
Alright. As you fall back. Where do I have this written? As you fall back, you begin to hear the echoes of howls of wolves calling down the tunnel, far distant from you. As you reach a T intersection, it's not entirely clear which way the howls are coming from. But you would have to stop and listen to figure that out. You have no markers and no landmarks to guide you or remember where you came from or where you're going.
Well, other than the way I came, which is the only way that there is.
Time to follow the howls, right?
And the sounds of skittering, I guess, would also be a good indicator of where I've come from.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'll stop to listen to where they're coming from.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a Wits Composure -3, because these are old, echoey tunnels.
Who knows?
You really just aren't sure. So you pick a direction and just start wandering off that way. And you can hear angry hisses behind you. Go ahead and roll me another one. This is going to be basically your escape challenge right now. You've rolled once. Let's go ahead and see how you roll the others.
Some success.
Alright. You actually get a reasonable idea of which way you're supposed to be going. And if you stick to that direction, maybe you'll find your way out.
Turns out I hear howling coming from that way. It's like, oh, I'll turn around that other way.
But mostly, you're trying to avoid the angry sounds of whatever these creatures are straight behind you. Go ahead and give me a third check.
Getting better.
Do you want to add a willpower to that?
No.
Because they are getting incredibly close, and a single mistake could lead to you being cornered.
Don't care. Not giving up that last willpower.
Alright, in that case, you are cornered. As you begin to follow the howls, you're very certain you know which way to go. But you come to a dead end. And all of the sounds of angry hisses and claws scraping are coming straight up behind you. Go ahead and give me one last initiative roll. And we'll just see what happens first.
I do like how you preface that. Your last initiative roll.
Alright, 16. You get to go first. You're at a dead end. You're not certain where to go, but you heard the howls coming from this direction.
So if I have 20 arrows, I have fired 4, so I have 16 left.
This is correct. You do not see your targets just yet.
Well, I'm going to pull the bow back off my neck, and I'll notch an arrow, and I'll just stand ready.
Alright. They begin rounding the corner you just had a moment ago, and begin closing the distance. There are 4 of them almost immediately upon you. As you have your bow ready, you hear a howl again, this time directly from above. And Jack, it is your turn.
I mean, do I see anything above me?
Go ahead and give me a Wits Composure check. No penalty. One success. You see an old sewer grate. A manhole cover. Heavy steel.
Okay. I mean, knowing now that I can reach things that are just above my face,
Yep.
I'll push it up and open.
Alright. Push it up and open. And up top, you see one of the dark wolves that you remember from the museum. It is standing and waiting. The creatures begin to swarm you. Your defense is 7, so they're going to make successive attacks at you and see if anything actually sticks. So the first one's going to be a chance die. That's a nope. And then from there, it's going to be increasing. Nope. That's 1, so we're going to go with a 3 damage. I think most of your armor takes that in.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, we already determined that any hit at least does 1 point of damage.
Yes. And this one would be another 3.
So 1.
So it comes down to 2 points of bashing damage this round.
Got it.
4 of them are upon you, and several more are incoming. Jack.
So below me, I've got this horde of, I don't know, nightmare creatures. And above me, I've got dogs.
Yep.
I'm going to try and grab one of the dogs by the neck.
You'd have to climb up first for that.
Well, they're biting
The
me.
manhole cover was definitely in reach, but the dog is at least 2 more feet away than
They're
that.
biting me. Assumedly, they have to be
The
within...
dogs aren't biting you.
Thought that's what you just
said.
said.
You were grabbing one of the dogs.
Yeah, you just said the dogs were attacking me.
No, these are... The dogs aren't attacking you, the creatures are.
Okay, you didn't give any separation between describing the dogs and an attack, so I assumed the dogs were attacking me.
Oh, no, they didn't... No, nobody hopped down through the manhole cover after you, I'm sorry.
Alright, well then I'm going to climb up through the manhole cover.
Okay, go ahead and give me... let's just say strength athletics, and you're going to do it at a -4 because there are 4 things scratching and trying to grab you and pull you down. They don't want you to leave.
1 success.
Alright. As they rip and tear at your pants, trying to drag you back down by your legs, you do a full pull-up through it, come up to the surface, and the dog that was up there waiting pushes the manhole cover back over the hole.
The surface of the undersewer?
Yes,
The
you
surface
are-
of old Gotham with which
Yes,
surface?
the surface of the old... There are layers of surface here, but you do manage to escape old Gotham sewers. You are back in old Gotham, fog and darkness and all, and a waiting dog.
Just
You
one?
hear a number of scratches at the metal straight below, but they don't seem to be able to move the manhole cover.
You know what? I can use this. I'm going to open the manhole cover again.
The dog sits on top of it.
You think I can't lift a dog, GM? I will
It
toss
is-
both of them.
It is a communicative gesture.
I understand what he's getting at, that this is bad, you don't want to release this on the city, whatever. At the same time, I've got a plan.
It just kind of growls at you a little bit, but if you're going to go ahead and make your strength anyway, go ahead and do it. Actually, you know what? You're on the surface now. You're not from below. You're not trying to move or anything, and you could already push it up easily enough. There's no check to move the manhole cover. Or the dog, really.
I mean, if he was gonna be, pardon my French, a real bitch about it, I would just throw the manhole cover so he couldn't do anything with me.
Still, he's not going to really stop you from making.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to take the manhole cover and I'm going to hold on to it because throwing a manhole cover is actually something I can do, and that would be a real surprise to the next person I come across. When I discus a manhole cover at them.
So, as your action, then you take the manhole cover and put it in your hands.
Yes.
It is now open below you. And of course, you see the horde of creatures that were just chasing you.
Yes.
They
By the
are
way,
going to start
real
climbing
quick,
out.
real quick. Can I make a shout or something as a free action or anything?
Sure.
Hey, Monty!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm going to take a quick break in this action to follow up and see what Adam and Thomas have been up to. You have been climbing